politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets, and they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. You know what they want? They want obedient workers.
True democracy is not the White House. True democracy is not Canberra. True democracy is the resistance of people armed with the truth. True democracy is the sum of our resistance.
Governments are supposed to protect us. Anytime an Australian gets in trouble overseas, we're assuming the Australian embassy and the consulate of the Australian government is doing it.
But when surrounded by people who value free speech, most people will find it easier to speak the truth. Courage is contagious. Enjoy your time in the Sydney Town Hall Free Speech Zone. Welcome to the 276th Julian Assange Sydney Town Hall gathering. We always need to seek to know the truth. Allowing ourselves to be deceived often results in a cost. Going along with the lies may seem sensible if we want to avoid ridicule, but sooner or later, truth catches up with all of us. We are told lies for a reason. We continue to see massive propaganda campaigns leading populations into allowing more and more violations of their human rights. If we allow this situation to continue unchallenged, we will all become the slaves of tyranny. Those responsible for running deceptive propaganda campaigns gain the psychopathic satisfaction of exerting oppressive control over large numbers of decent people. Those of us who exercise critical thinking often see through deceptive propaganda campaigns, but everyone is disadvantaged because our systems of governance band together to negatively impact on the quality of our lives, regardless of our personal beliefs. However, not being deceived does have advantages. For example, those who didn't succumb to the COVID fear-mongering were able to avoid being injected with substances that too often resulted in debilitating side effects and sometimes death. Increasing numbers of people experience anxiety, depression, and other psychologically debilitating symptoms, likely stemming from feeling they are forced to participate within a society that is becoming increasingly dysfunctional. Our hierarchical, non-transparent systems of governance are geared for maximising control over people. Our authorities view freedom as counterproductive. Many people are prescribed sedatives to enable their participation in the workforce. They are given the impression that their biology is the source of their problems, rather than the environment they are expected to operate within. Our systems of governance are gearing up for a digital prison. The digital ID, an integral part of our planned digital prison, is already in place, although not yet mandatory. A further step will involve the introduction of a central bank digital currency. A central bank digital currency will mean that all movement of money will be surveilled and tightly controlled. This will mean we won't be able to spend money freely. An individual who is considered a dissident could find their ability to spend or receive money suddenly frozen. It is important that we are aware of what is going on. Our systems of governance are not as benevolent as they would have us believe. We need to wake up and create systems of communication that cannot be surveilled, so that we can speak the truth without restriction. Social media does not give us a way to freely communicate the truth. These weekly gatherings at Sydney Town Hall provide an important way for us all to communicate the truth without censorship. Join us here in this free speech zone every Friday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. The Assange movement continues. Free, free, free the truth. Free, free, free the truth. Free, free, free the truth. Thank you.
May I have your attention, everybody? My name is Rocco. I have a very important announcement. On the 17th of this month, there will be a huge gathering at the Wodonga Court. I am trying to muster up as many people as I can. It's going to be one of the most, I believe, the most important cases of the whole year. In regards to the Victoria Police, apparently a member of the Victoria Police has breached a trespass sign by driving into a farm where he met the wife there. They got into a huge argument, and as it turned out, the police officer ran over this poor wife. There's many pictures on the internet. If you check up the stories, all her body is You can actually see evidence of the tyre marks on her body and bruising and etc., etc. The husband inside the house heard the screams. He ran outside and saw what happened. Him and the police officer got involved in a fight. And as we speak, the Victoria Police are pressing charges on the husband. And I'm just calling out for everybody out there, if we can, if anybody's got a bus that we can use to get down there on the Wodonga. That's the 17th of March, which is Monday fortnight, the 17th of March. Just giving a quick call out for everybody to come to Wodonga Court, and so we can support this poor family who are getting brutalised by Victoria Police. Okay, thank you very much. Sending tremendous love.
Okay, folks. Dr. Miley Trin here is before NCAT Tribunal. Government bureaucracy gone mad. NCAT, 86 Goulburn Street, 25th of March, 26th of March, and the 27th of March, a Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday in a couple of weeks, the 25th, 26th and 27th of March. I would love to see you all there at 9 a.m. We want to demonstrate to these bureaucrats that we're not going to be rolled over. We will not be rolled over. We will be heard. We will discover what they're up to. It would appear on the surface that they are acting for foreign interests. And if they're doing that, they are committing treason. Thank you.
We'll be there. Yes. Well done. Yes.
Who loves to read?
Yeah, we'll read. I'll read.
Will you?
Yep. We're from that little town, Adelaide.
Oh, that little town.
This
Oh,
morning.
We came over today.
And we're over our politicians.
So, look, we give you homework.
So what's happening with David McBride?
So what is the alleged?
Oh, okay. David McBride is a lawyer. Yes. And he was a soldier.
Can I give you a leaflet? Good on you, thank you.
If it wasn't for Julian Assange, the truth wouldn't be out there.
I know that. Yeah.
He was the beginning for Trump. What do you reckon? He was the beginning. And what's getting revealed now, don't you think it's our turn? Start doing the books on us? Well, it hopefully might inspire a little bit of doing the books on Australia. Yeah, there's an example across here. You're homeless. Where's the money going?
Yeah.
And they go, that was an honest day's work for an honest day's buck. Explain it to us, because 9 out of 10 have no idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today, not just as a doctor, not just as someone who has been persecuted for speaking medical truth, but as a person who deeply loves this country, a country that once gave me everything, but is now becoming unrecognizable before my eyes. I came to Australia as a child, fleeing the horrors of war, tyranny and persecution. I lost my mother to the brutal Khmer Rouge regime. I fled on a small fishing boat, escaping not just the violence, but the suffocation of a world where freedom, real freedom, did not exist. Australia was my salvation. It was a land of opportunity, fairness and justice. A country where people were free to think, to speak, and to live without fear of persecution. I worked hard, studied hard, and became a doctor because I wanted to give back to the country that has given me a second chance at life. For nearly 30 years, I served as a doctor, helping thousands of people, healing those in need, and upholding my oath of first do no harm. But today, I am watching that Australia disappear. The government I once trusted is now silencing people like me. The country I once called free is now punishing those who dared to think for themselves. Doctors are being censored, truth is being erased, lies are being enforced as policy. And worst of all, the people are being conditioned to accept it. Fear has become a tool of control. We saw it during the pandemic. We saw how the government lied, how they suppressed medical truth, ignored real science, and forced doctors into silence. We saw how they destroyed businesses, isolated families, and divided communities, all under the name of public health. But was it really about health, or was it about power? We are told to trust the government. But what happens when the government betrays that trust? We're told to obey the rules. But what happens when the rules are designed to strip away our freedoms? I look around and I no longer recognize the country that once gave me refuge. I see laws being passed that suppress speech. I see bureaucracies punishing doctors while protecting corporate interests. I see fear replacing truth, compliance replacing common sense, and division replacing love. And I ask myself, where does this end? How far do we let them go before we say enough? How many more lies will they tell? How many more voices will they silence? How many more freedoms will we lose before people finally wake up? I did not survive war, persecution, and dictatorship just to watch Australia become the very thing I once ran from. And I will not be silent. This is not about me. This is not about doctors. This is about all of us. This is about humanity, about love, about the fundamental right to think freely, to speak truthfully, and to live with dignity. And so I ask you, what kind of world do you want to live in? A world where fear rules, where truth is silenced, and where freedom is just a memory? Or a world where humanity comes first, where love is stronger than hate, and where people stand together in the face of injustice? I know the world I want, and I will fight for it, even if I stand alone. But I ask you, don't let me stand alone. Stand with me. Stand for truth. Stand for love. Stand for the right to speak, to think, and to live freely. Because if we lose these things, we lose everything. Thank you.
One of us.
They may or may not.
Are you having another doctor to talk? Like you did
four.
this?
Oh, we've got 4 more. I know.
Different ones, not the
Professor
same one.
Glenn.
Do you know, David, Professor Clancy is the best. She's having another 4 doctors. Professor Clancy. I don't know.
We are all Assange.